Hello everyone and welcome to episode 23 of the Terminus podcast. For the weeks of March 21st, 2015, we are here, not quite so live, and I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me as always I have my engineers, Wybold, TJ, and Milky.
Woo.
And our special guest is Kevon.
Hello.
And before we get started, you need to remember that the train will terminate at this station.
Windshield wiper. Okay, this week we're in a passenger train, and it's starting to rain slightly, but we're in the Nordlands on a passenger train traveling from Togreise fra Trondheim to Bodø. B-O-D-O with a ch through it. B-O-D, no solution. We should start moving here in a second. We've got a freight going by on our left.
Yeah. It's not exactly going that fast. What the hell is with that car that just went by?
It's a soda car.
What is? What are?
It's a Pepsi car.
That's
their version of container cars.
No, this is their version of container cars. The other things were just weird.
They're like
they're older container cars. These are new, more international styled ones. The other ones are just old, like these ones.
North Cargo.
Dumb.
Yep.
Well, we can start off with trackside tales as always.
As we sit here idling in the station.
Yeah, as we wait to leave. So, unfortunately, I don't have... Oh, it looks like Milky only sort of has something. I'm ready. I'm ready for something that's going to be next Terminus. I am going... It's Lakeshore Limited Round 3 tomorrow. I will be getting on the Lakeshore Limited, Plateshore Limited, in Albany. Hey, we're moving.
He's coming home. He's coming home.
Yes. Yes,
Tell the world he's coming home.
That's what we're doing, actually. This is going out to the internet.
Well, you're telling the 5 people that watch this, not the world.
Panic Guy.
Panic Guy, woo.
What if Panic Guy was one of us secretly?
Panic Guy 2018.
One of us is a double agent to be Panic Guy.
XXX underscore Panic Guy underscore XXX.
Okay,
PanicGuy.exe.
The Lakeshore Limited hasn't been that bad in terms of arriving at Albany lately, so hopefully tomorrow it won't be that bad either. Rival doesn't have anything, TJ doesn't have anything. Milky.
I might be taking Amtrak Cascades to
That's a similar story.
To the train show down in Eugene next month on the 18th, 19th.
Future train.
He would maybe. I might not. But
There's like a RPO next to us. We just passed
also,
it.
there was a buffer
In the middle of the main line.
Yes.
Why
Also,
you there? I have no clue.
We have some astute observers. They may notice that attached to a lot of these signal poles are tiny little position light signals, like the one that just went by on the left there. Yeah.
Or container cars.
But anyways, that's
I guess they're pretty standard.
I wouldn't see that much besides the usual stuff.
Nothing interesting. Well, we just want to go ahead and we'll hand it off to Kevon for 1 minute here. Kevon, you seen anything interesting or noteworthy?
I didn't see anything interesting. On my way back. No, actually, I did see something interesting. Gosh, Michael. Okay,
liar.
So on my way back, I saw on my way home from Houston to Dallas for college, I saw old SP unit. I was happy to see that, and I saw a bunch of UP engines driving at their international terminal.
Don't you mean mobile?
No, international. It's like the Union Pacific International Terminal. It's like where they shipping yard.
Terminal doesn't have a B in it.
What?
What?
It said like terminal.
It's a terminal.
Terminal?
International, you mean, is that where they exchange with...
the trucks.
No, that's intermodal.
That's intermodal. That is intermodal.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's a diesel on our left.
As an amazing, a diesel.
It's a diesel.
Coffson's diesel spread diseasels.
They do.
Okay, so on to local stops then. Steamtown, actually, if I can bring this up real quick, I think I ought to make it a point to, if I'm anyone here actually, if there's a news event, and it's going to happen at some point in the future, of course report on it when it first comes up. But then feel free to mention it again as the date draws nearer. So,
just justifying what you're about to say here.
Yeah. Actually, it's not. Okay, so moving on. Oh, no, wait, no, that's when it was posted. I'm sorry. The Steamtown will be hosting an entrance fee-free weekend, National Park Week on Saturday and Sunday, April 18th and 19th. They're kicking off National Park Week. Also, if you go on their website, the seasonal and special excursions have been announced. That's something to point out. So, Steamtown excursions have been announced. Unfortunately, no steam out of Steamtown, Dieseltown. But they've got those. They've got Heritage Diesel. If you're a fan of that.
Yeah.
There's the cool look at the ice industry still going on through April 26th.
Oh, boo!
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
Boo.
And Bells Across the Land, of course, on April 9th. That's coming up. So,
just real quick, this camera is really pretty.
Yeah, it is.
We just went over a bridge that had a bunch of birds and a giant lake off to our left.
Bird.
It's pretty.
Find the bird.
Bird.
But yes, that was to justify what I had to say. It also was a point I would make to you guys, just in case in case, God forbid, somebody misses an episode of the podcast, or, specifically avoids an episode of the podcast, they can still get their news.
I'm looking at the one that has Colorado Rail Museum in the title of it.
Yes.
That one I have a feeling people might not be inclined.
Okay, also, the only other piece of news I have that's really significant is over at the main narrow gauge, they were granted... Hold on, where's news?
Crossing.
Good for you. They were granted a $1,500 heritage grant from the Amherst Railway Society. Those are the guys that put on the really big model train show that TJ and I went to and I broke my exhaust at. To restore the SR and RL parlor car Rangeley, or as I wrote it, Palaka, because Palaka. They're going to restore the Palaka. It's the only 2-foot gauge Palaka ever built in the United States.
Yeah, there goes everybody from Boston.
Well, no, they can understand us.
You can hear them leaving because they're grumbling about how squeaky the door is on the way out.
What?
Lobster.
What do you mean? That was the only time they could understand us.
Oh. I love lobster.
$1,500 to restore this parlor car.
Welcome to the Terminus podcast.
It's on display inside the museum. I remember seeing it, but you weren't able to go into it because it was kind of fragile. But hopefully they'll be able to get it up to snuff, and then you'll be able to see it. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be running it due to its very historical status.
It's fragile.
It's basically It's not basically. It is one of a kind.
Why not make a replica of it?
No other 2-foot gauge parlor cars were built.
Why not make a replica?
Because that'd be more expensive. They have coaches.
Oh, coaches aren't parlor cars now, are they?
Well, no, they're not. But then if you built a replica, then you'd have 2 parlor cars built in the United States, and that one would lose the unique status.
That's true. Then build it in Canada.
In Canada.
Technicalities, everyone. Preserving Mallard's pre-war speed record since the T1 project was announced.
To hell with history. Anyways, take it away.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, what is this? I mean, go ahead, but okay, yeah. I knew someone would have to mention this. Oh no, that's not the same thing.
That's not what you're thinking of. That's another thing. That's local.
We do need to mention that though.
We do. For the viewers that have no idea what we're talking about,
you'll figure out later.
Just a minute. So, first I found an article, actually, where the Durango and Silverton was actually featured in the New York Times. It was recently reposted to their website after the article was originally published in 1990.
Did he just drop? Is anybody else here?
I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
Now we can hear you again. Alright, continue.
Okay. They're getting a little bit more attention from the New York Times. That's what they're doing. They're trying to shut our communications. They're like, I'm not fond of this white person.
Thanks, NSA.
Tends to disagree with the New York Times. New York Times precious.
And we just lost.
And there goes New York. Boston and New York already. Let's go for Connecticut.
Yeah,
what the hell are we gonna do to get rid of Connecticut?
Yeah,
Make
why?
fun of how their state looks like a cleaver and cut is in the name.
Connecticut? I don't.
Connecticut? What?
Connecticut.
Well, there
okay.
you go.
I have smart in school.
You have smart. That's right.
You have smart. Yes.
That's the next T-shirt. I have smart in school.
So another thing that's coming up is the Colorado State Road Museum is going to be having an Easter special. It's going to be reduced admission, or it's going to be same admission and reduced train ride fees, as well as free candy on the train. I think there's also going to be like a scavenger hunt around the museum, and that is going to be on the weekend before Easter, the Saturday and Sunday, as well as the Saturday before Easter Sunday, immediately preceding it. I'm going to skip over Cumbres and Toltec for a second because they've got...
Oh, and you go again. Friggin' Attack of the Comcast over here.
Oh,
Comcast seems legit.
am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'm gonna
I know
plug
how
my
I
headset in
feel.
and see how that works. I'm gonna come back to the Cumbres and Toltec in a second if you guys didn't hear that, because they've got some pretty big news out of them. The Royal Gorge opened again last week.
Hooray!
Unfortunately, I didn't report on it ahead of time because I just I neglected to look up their site and look at that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Royal Gorge is open. They're going to be open for the rest of the season through, I think, September 30th is their standard day of closing time for...
I'm a few seconds behind, so I don't have to do it.
Okay, we're not... Okay,
Well,
calling it now, don't do that for the other tunnels, because these get pretty long. So,
Okay.
keep going, Weibold.
Yeah, that's their big thing out of them. Unfortunately, there's been a lot in the news these past couple of weeks, and we'll talk more about this later as a group, about cars being hit by trains and the dangers of this kind of things. Unfortunately, there was a local experience of this kind of thing
You're a
in
little behind.
Louisville, which is in Jefferson County, just north of here. It was unfortunately seemingly being similar circumstances as to the accident we'll talk about later, and the one that probably a lot of you have already heard about. 4 teens in the car, the one driving wasn't paying attention, ran a sign, and drove right in front of the locomotive. So,
See, I would get hit by a train for a different reason. It's because there is a train. Whoa, a train!
look at that. Although this really is not really a joking matter, very serious, very unfortunate. We send our condolences out to the families of those affected, and that sounds really, really unfeeling and really formulaic, but it really is an unfortunate issue, and it's something that does come up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Again, unfortunately. Now on to happier news for something specifically happy to me and maybe to JDur, depending on whether or not he's going to be despicable this week.
Happy,
The Cumbres and Toltec. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm still in the serious mindset from the accident. Good news. The Cumbres and Toltec for the first time is having a concert train, actually, and it is going to be celebrating the life of John Denver. They're going to have basically an impersonator of John Denver, who was a big country star in the 70s.
Did they name Denver, Colorado after John Denver?
No.
Oh.
Quite the opposite, actually. His real name is John Dutchendorf, or Dieseldorf, I think.
Dusseldorf. And he's going again.
Okay, I'm here. Hello. All right. They're going to be hosting a concert for that. They haven't announced exact dates. I will follow up on that, though. And then on to the really big news from Cumbres and Toltec. About 100 or so years ago, in Colorado Springs, there was the Denver Rio Grande Western Depot, and across from that was a hotel called the Antlers Hotel. The Antlers Hotel was brilliant, and then it burned down. Where it currently is, or where it was, is currently a place called Antlers Park. And in Antlers Park, there is an antique Denver and Rio Grande Western 460 locomotive that ran on their narrow gauge systems.
Woo.
And it is sitting on display there. No, it's not a 480. The Cumbres and Toltec recently has got a 45-year, or has got a series of 3 15-year leases from the city of Colorado Springs, who own the locomotive, to bring it to Antonito, Colorado, restore it fully to operating condition, and run it on the Cumbres and Toltec.
Yeah.
So, the one in question is locomotive number 168.
Uno, dos, tres.
Yeah. It's locomotive number 168. It's one of 2 of the T12 class locomotives left, the T standing for 10-wheeler and the 12 being 12,000 pounds roughly of tractive effort.
10,000 watts of funky.
It's one of 2 currently preserved in the world. These were some of the first classes to really be used on places like the Chile line, because they did have a considerably higher fuel capacity than most of the little 440s that were running on the line at the time. I think those.
I
were
like
the class.
Chile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of 2 left. It's painted blue, oddly enough. I'm not sure if they're going to keep that or if they'll paint it black or how they'll.
Well, they don't
paint
want
it.
to get mud
for everyone to see.
Yeah, it'll be very cool to see. They're hoping to have it restored because it is in pretty good condition, because it was actually put on display here in 1938 and it wasn't even decommissioned. They're hoping, like 491, because it was put on display as an operational thing and it hasn't been scavenged over, they're hoping to have it running by the end of the year.
Really?
That's excellent.
Yeah, that is excellent, and that is another one that I'll definitely have to follow up with in the future as that project gets closer and closer to being finally realized.
Tender no.
Yes.
Tender decking, the next evolution.
Tender decking, the next evolution. It is.
The next generation.
Yeah,
We're restoring another one.
Not the next evolution.
I don't know why I said evolution. I wasn't even going for the Star Trek reference at first, though. And at the end it was like, you know what, this could be...
Yeah.
This could be better.
What a good time for it too. You know, we're getting thawed out of the snow. Everything's all happy. You know, we're looking at doing all these kinds of things as summer projects, but unfortunately, other places are not in the summer yet.
Northeast. We had snow today.
Yeah, we did.
Not much though, so it's okay.
No, yeah. So, TJ, care to
Oh yeah.
Care to elaborate on winter?
Well, winter is plaguing most East Coast. Some people still think it's winter because they're closed for probably another couple months.
They who?
Cumbres and not Cumbres and Toltec. Mine.
Well, it could be Durango Silverton.
I mean, not Cumbres and Toltec. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Water. Yeah, we already did that. Don't tell me something else. Tell me something else.
You told me that.
Water. Wacosset, Waterville, and Farmington are still closed because Maine and snow. Also, yeah, exactly. Also, the Cass Scenic is closed, probably because they're on a mountain area. So yeah, they're still closed. But my all-time favorite is open, which is good. Strasburg Railroad has been operating daily 12 to 2 on the hour.
Somebody's behind.
I was going to say, we're just approaching the tunnel now.
Yeah.
I'm not behind.
And here it is now.
I just gasped for something else.
I'm 10 seconds behind, so bear with me.
You're exactly 10 seconds behind. Why not jump ahead?
Jump on it. Jump on it.
Anyways.
Oh, time travel.
That's it for TJ then.
Yeah, that is it.
Okay.
TJ's got nothing interesting going on. What a loser.
You did set a record though for most number of times was said in a single sentence.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I've said it more before. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the time he was trying to. Milky.
Okay, so I have quite a bit of my jurisdictions.
Wow.
Well, stops.
What a surprise. There's something going on.
Science Depot Days is happening soon.
What is it called?
Cyan Depot Days.
Oh, I thought you said it first. Silent Depot Days. I'm like, what?
Cyan, that's in the town in Wyoming.
No,
Cyan
I
is
know.
in the color.
Cyan squids. Am I
Yeah.
right?
But Saturday, May 16th, to
Into mushrooms
to
for the win.
to Sunday, May 17th, the UP Steam Shop will be open to the public.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you can see
I want to go. I'm just gonna walk over to my Wyoming and go.
Walk over to Wyoming.
Make sure they're not leaving parts out in the rain.
Yeah.
See, out here that's not so audastic.
Well,
Audastic.
it still is.
out here it still is in that crazy.
We got some really effed up track over on the left. Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, I think that might be track to hell.
Yeah, now we've got black.
Highway to the
Is there a
danger
problem with that?
Yes.
Back. Dang it.
Anyways, my next couple of news, we balled around the Port Tillamook Bay line from Tillamook to Portland.
Portland, really?
Which in a while, which recently has suffered severe washouts. And by recently, I mean like 6 years ago.
Oh, wash out.
The bad kind.
That's a strike. Just give me a strike.
You
We
know,
already
the
have
bad-
one for singing.
Yeah, don't give him a strike.
But anyways, Wales to Trails has Washington from, well, pretty much they're thinking about converting the entire line into a trail, which I'm really against. But that's
Trail.
fine.
I mean, it would be a really scenic trail.
It would, but it'd be a really nice. It'd be a better scenic railroad than the trail.
Yes.
But personal opinion aside, people are mad about this idea. Like they might have the U.S. Supreme Court on their side.
Really?
Yeah, because a similar case like this popped up in Wyoming,
You owe me?
I think. Anyways, big wordy article.
Big wordy
People
article.
are mad. They didn't mind it.
Who reads? I'll take Horads for 500.
Who reads?
I believe it's who reads.
Anyways, they're
Don't pick Horads.
against it because of potential trespassing on their property,
Respect my authority.
and they didn't mind it when a train came through there once a day.
Well, that makes sense because trains are trains.
Trains don't normally trespass.
Yeah,
In fact, they're pretty hard pressed to.
They're
Be
law
somewhere where they're
abiding-
really not wanted.
Yeah.
They're law abiding.
At least somewhere where they were never expecting to see a train.
I would love
Anyway.
a train, like, right outside my storage.
Unless something has gone horribly, horribly wrong.
they also
Or your CSX.
Train. Bum, train.
Anyways, more news out of the rail line. Oregon Coast Scenic Railroad is slowly starting to rebuild the line.
Hey.
Episode,
Train.
well, as they get money too, they're building what they can, or rebuilding what they can.
The pecan.
And something that is a few years old and probably, but still relevant, is the Port of Tillamook Bay used the funding from the disaster not to rebuild the railroad, but to build rebuild their airport out of all banks.
I mean, they've got a sweet airport.
Why does the railroad have an airport? I don't understand.
Because
The
they
way-
terminate at the Tillamook Air Museum.
Oh,
The railroad is owned by the Port of Tillamook Bay, which is an industrial deal. Tillamook.
deal.
I mean, though, if you think about it, if it comes along and it f's up the railroad and the airport, The railroad is there because it's terminating at the airport. You're gonna want, before you build a railroad, you need to have a place to send it.
Well,
Larry.
It didn't terminate at the airport. It terminated at the industrial park.
I like that, Wild. I really like that.
In Wild stuff, we do have a terminating place.
Yeah, a
Sort
walking
of.
like
A brisk walk away.
And we're probably
It's
gonna
cheaper to
have,
walk. It's cheaper and quicker to walk there.
and we're probably gonna have a lumber mill far out. But that's more
On a
for
beach.
you're in the desert. How are you gonna have a water?
This is later.
Yeah, spoilers.
Sail.
Anyways, that's all from my assigned jurisdictions and me being mad.
I think Kevon has gone AWOL.
No, I'm here.
AWOL Nation.
Been
Sail.
quiet.
Sorry.
Yeah, speak up.
Okay.
We need input.
Speak, apparition.
See AWOL Nation. Sail.
Also, I have my mic muted.
Why?
Why?
That is a
I read
really
it.
gorgeous view right there.
Why?
Dead view.
Why?
Alright.
It's a big
You
tunnel.
get anything to tell us about the things in your area, Kevon?
The Texas State Railroad opened back up in March. The thing is, they're only running their steam from Palestine to Rusk. So they're only running their steam one way on their excursions.
Wait, only one? What? How?
Yeah. They
How does it get back?
They take it back, but it's not on the excursion.
They're just
Why?
piling up engines at one end.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly, but that's what they have on their website, saying that they're only going to go steam one way.
The Y is broken.
I- But I can't wait, because soon they have a special event coming up in May.
Why is it broken?
Give him a point for that.
He already has 2 for just mindless yammering.
I don't give a damn.
They have a special event in May, even though
that was a good one.
Even though that's like during when I have finals, they have a railfan photographer special, and you can get to go take pictures of the steam trains and stuff. So I'm gonna try to go do that.
When is this?
Through finals.
This is May 2nd and May 3rd.
Ooh.
Who cares about
You
finals?
just bail on finals to go see trains.
True.
I'm sure your teachers will understand.
It's for research.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
went
for
real fan.
research. Exactly.
Also, the Grapevine Railroad opened up last month in February, which I'm excited to go to. And I'm not sure if their steam locomotive work is working yet, because they've had many problems with the pistons, and it's just been a mess.
What kind of engine do they have?
They have it's nicknamed Puffy. It is a
Puffy.
This is Texas State?
This is Grapevine Vintage Railroad.
Oh, them, the 10-wheeler.
Yeah.
We vacation in Grapevine a lot, actually.
It's so nice.
It is nice. It's quite flat.
Yeah, that's Texas for you.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, it's not. It appears we're slowing down.
Oh no.
There's a
It's
station on our right up here. Are we stopping?
Is that a
I
station?
guess so.
Is this a scenic road or is this like an
Nope,
actual?
this is a railroad.
This is an
Oh, this is a
actual line.
railroad.
This
Thank
railroad, we
But this is a
This
station in the middle of effing nowhere.
Yeah.
Who stops?
Looks like it's just a signal box, actually.
Nope, it's not a station. Okay, it looks like we're not stopping.
And we're accelerating again. Why did we decelerate?
Maybe there was a yellow signal or something.
Maybe it was a mail.
Interchain.
Guess so.
There was nothing that close to the tracks though.
Yeah, no, but they could have just thrown the mail off. I don't know.
There wasn't a person.
Well, I don't
Might have been a hook.
Well, again,
I was
there
gonna,
wasn't.
I was
I
gonna
didn't
say,
see-
if you're
there
talking
wasn't a
about
hook.
Texas State, what don't they have?
What?
Texas State
Texas
has
State?
they have like a 210-4. They have a 10-wheeler. They have a
They don't have
A
El
mail-
Gobernador.
they have a Pacific. They have a Mikado.
Oh no! At Grapevine they have the 4.6.
Oh, that's just Grapevine that they have.
That's Grapevine. Texas State they have. I want them to get the 610 running, but it's too big for the railroad to
Uh-huh.
Too
handle.
big, too
That's
big.
the 210-4.
I believe so. The Texas Glass locomotive.
Of course it's called that.
Yeah.
Everything's
Well-
bigger in Texas.
That's great. We've been to Grapevine frequently, though. We've never actually seen the railroad.
Oh no!
Should come down sometime.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
we usually do over spring break, although these past couple of years we haven't.
Wah wah.
Wah wah wah.
Also in the news, let's see. The high-speed rail is kind of going places.
Obama's high-speed rail to somewhere, as opposed to Obama's high-speed rail to nowhere. Which I still need to report on, actually. Let me look that up.
I really don't think anything's gonna happen with the Hawaii Railroad from Hawaii to Hawaii.
I mean, I don't know. But the high-speed railroad that's going from Houston to Dallas, they're still trying to get the final plans to come out. They're supposed to come out in fall, and there's people fighting against it, of course, because they don't want a high-speed railroad coming through their town.
Wah wah wah. Well, boo, boo.
Well, I understand, like, because people were talking about how the high-speed was just cutting through the middle of their land, but it will improve the economy in Texas.
They cut through my land.
And I don't have to take a 5-hour drive to get home.
Woo.
They cut. Oh my goodness.
Nothing new out of the Honolulu rail thing, by the way.
Unsurprising.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe they haven't done it.
Speaking of projects that aren't going anywhere, they actually laid a little bit more track on the Lackawanna cutoff, so they're getting there. They're working still. Someday you'll be able to take the train from New York to Scranton.
Woo.
Yes. Woo. Very woo.
Okay, that's it for my news.
Alright. Moving on down the train to the RPO car.
Cool.
Now we've got a couple of things here.
The Californians.
We're gonna actually start across the pond, going in reverse order here, or more or less.
Reverse.
So the quote-unquote young steam train driver in the UK, it's the youngest person to qualify to drive steam locomotives since 1968, and he's 33. So,
on the main line in England.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the youngest to. We've got college kids up here.
Well, sorry.
I would love to do that.
On the main line in England.
If I go to school in Pennsylvania, I'm definitely gonna volunteer at Swagsburg.
I volunteer as tribute.
You have to be. Apparently, you have to be, quote, passed out as a fireman.
Passed out.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I can assume what that means, but the British
getting hung.
It's unfortunate how they worded that.
Yeah, work your time, be put forward for driving. Work your time, be put forward for driving. Go through the training, and then hopefully today pass the driver's exam.
Pass out. Listen, man, I want to become an engineer. Just hit me with a shovel.
I want to take this exam.
Yeah.
I do too.
What if we took it online? That'd be awesome.
What if we all failed?
If we all passed?
Yeah, that would be awesome. If we just were like licensed train drivers in the UK.
In the UK.
We
just couldn't go.
Apparently, you have to be nominated to take the test, though. So.
Oh.
I nominate.
What kind of stupid? What kind
we just nominate each other.
System of government thought of that? Looks at camera discreetly.
Britain. Righto.
Yeah, thank you, England.
Neato.
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 Ka-ching!
Right.
And Washington, D.C., just a couple days ago, somebody found a backpack full of cash on an Amtrak train.
Yay. It's mine. So, I left it on the Northeast Regional.
Someone picked up a backpack thinking it was theirs, and they opened it, and they found $18,000 in cash.
Oh my god.
Who carries $18,000 in
Federal prosecutors say it is believed to be drug money, so that's who. Druggies.
Druggies are people who robbed a bank.
I don't think... Robbing a bank and getting $18,000 doesn't seem like a, a
good heist.
Yeah, exactly.
Heist.
I mean, then again, it's better than all of the Achievement Hunter heists.
Yeah. They've gotten like $1 if...
If everyone survives, they still only get like $1,000 in total. Anyways, yeah, that was kind of interesting, finding this guy. There's a whole thing that's going on with the the dude who owned the backpack, he didn't know there was cash in the backpack. Apparently it was his mom's money who was stashing it in there, and I don't even know. It gets weird from there. I'm not sure what to believe precisely, but
his mom's
it's very likely there's drugs involved, and the person who found the money has decided to not keep it. So he didn't make a claim for the money, so that's at least one thing that isn't going to get all tied up. Hey, look, another train. Assuming that looks precisely like ours.
Oh, okay.
Pointed in the
got a
opposite
passenger
direction.
train on our left.
Yeah.
It looks so weird, but then I'm American. So.
You look so weird.
Oh,
It's
there's
weird
a guy
because
waving.
it's not American, therefore it is wrong.
I just subscribed to the Murica subreddit, and oh my god, the stuff you find there.
Wait, was that a turntable back there?
Don't think
I'm not
so.
sure.
Maybe
Probably
it
not.
was.
You'll have to go review the footage later. Anyways, speaking of America, we have two things that are specifically American and one thing that covers the world, so I'll go for the big one first, and that's the Ultimate Foamer Map, otherwise known as Railfan Atlas. This thing will show you pictures of trains that people have taken literally all around the world. So,
Even in Tillamook, Oregon.
even in Tillamook, Oregon, even in Warwick, Rhode Island.
We're stopped.
We are stopped. That's
I just
true.
realized this. I've been staring at the camera the entire time, trying to look at the thumbnail to find out if there was a turntable or not, and I've just now realized that we're stopped.
Yeah, we are in fact stopped. So the Railfan Atlas is something to look at. It's got some really great pictures on it.
What?
Now, the less... okay, I don't know what Weibald's thing is, so frankly, I'm just going to go with whatever I feel is best. So, we're moving on to something a little bit more serious here, then.
Yeah.
This is the, there was an Amtrak train stopped in Fullerton, California?
Fullerton, California. It's in Orange County.
California.
Yeah,
Kind of by Disneyland.
Someone called in a bomb threat on this train.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Serious.
It was stopped and evacuated. Amtrak said a suspicious device was also found on board, but did not elaborate as to what it was.
Suspicious
I wouldn't
device?
either.
Yeah. So
That would scare the crap out of anybody who ever rode that train if they said, or if they were ever going to ride that train if they said what it was.
Well, I'm not sure. They could have been like, it's a toaster, and then it would have been fine, but they left it as suspicious.
A little bit suspicious.
They left it as suspicious device.
No, if they explain why it was suspicious.
Yeah, why?
Well,
why
it had
exactly?
beeping lights and not beeping lights.
Well,
Beeping lights.
Oh man,
Fantastic. They
you
have
ever heard-
broken physics.
Well,
have spelled
the
the
bomb
color
squad
9.
was
Ellis
bomb
is
squad
also
was really
smart in
high.
school. Ellis also has smart in school.
yes.
Don't we all?
So, yeah. Passengers were transported to the next southbound stop in Anaheim, and by 8:30 the train was given the all clear, and it continued about its routine. So nothing really big came of that, but it was a
Definitely
Oh,
a
no.
scare.
yeah, it was an oh no moment.
Yeah, especially with all the stuff that. Think of if the news had really gotten a hold of this. I mean, think of the stuff that's already being imposed on rail fans. And I mean, this is a very serious issue, but that's just immediately where my mind goes as far as these kinds of dangers with trains and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems that, even in serious instances, and everything seems to be the rail fans' fault.
As
It's always the people that have an interest in it that.
as has been said, the only time the trains make national news is when they kill somebody.
Right.
It's not a good thing. It's not putting.
It's not a good thing, but it's extremely true.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to be seen in the public eye.
Not really.
So I think we should put out some F40PH promotion again.
Woo.
Because I have a little story to tell you guys about Guilford and the Cabbage. Now this is
That sounds like some kind of ancient, Listen now, gather around, children, and I tell the story of Guilford and the Cabbage.
It's like James and the Giant Peach, or
Exactly.
David and Goliath.
Exactly.
Except this time
Some
it's
ancient story.
an unholy metal machine and some some black and orange GURPS. And a hot box, of course. So, this,
There's a hot box on an F40.
Sorry, not a hot box. I don't know precisely what it was.
Okay.
But,
you can't have a hot box on a roller bearing.
A hot box on a train.
Yes.
You're so hilarious.
So,
I know I am. Stop.
So, we have this F40 here, and it tripped a fault detector as it was, well, it's a cabbage car, so it's not a complete F40, it's an F40 minus the, the engine inside and replaced with baggage space for the Amtrak Downeaster train.
Just a hollow F40.
Yeah.
Basically a baggage cab car.
It tripped a fault detector, and it was deemed that the train, the train went on without it, but it was deemed that it couldn't be moved because apparently it was that unstable. So they decided to, in place, lift up the rear end, roll the faulty axle out, and roll a new one back in. So we got this big crane, we got some Amtrak trucks, and a bunch of Guilford GURPS to help out with this operation. For some reason they needed all those. And that was that. It's back in service now, of course, and... Well, I mean, I guess they needed the engines to actually tow it, because it's not powered. To tow it out of the middle of nowhere where they left it.
How many engines do you need to tow it, though?
I have no idea.
Like,
There's at least 3 in this picture up here. So I don't know why there were that many engines involved anyways. But
I don't know, maybe trying to move something that has an axle snapped can be proven.
I'm not sure if it was
to be a little bit difficult.
But yeah.
This is axle replacement, so
yeah. Well,
assuming.
Well, it worked. Everything went fine.
Yeah. Guilford does have some nice cheapy.
Yeah, they don't have a bad paint scheme.
Yeah. Ellis,
What?
I'm looking at this next story. This sounds awfully suspicious, actually.
What?
What?
This next thing that you have for RPO.
I already covered that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's one of the first things I covered.
Oh. Never mind then.
Anyways, ka-ching. $18,000 in a backpack.
Yeah, that's convenient.
Yes, but the guy who found it is not going to keep it.
Oh.
He did not
He's
like
a nice
it.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, but where did it come from? Why is there a backpack with 18 grand on a train?
It's theoretically drug money, as I was explaining.
Oh. But did I just cut out for this entire part of the conversation or something?
I guess so. I was talking about it a little while ago.
I don't remember any of this. Okay, continue.
I don't need to. You do.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we knew it would happen again.
Why is it... Wait, no. Why is this sigh?
Okay, so last week I talked about a very special that Hit Entertainment had produced to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Railway series. And just a couple of days after this was released, they announced yet another special for this year that will be coming out in August to be released in the United States. Currently there's no trailer released, there are a few promotional posters for it. Very little is known about it so far, except for a couple of things that honestly give me very mixed opinions about it. First off, the premise of this, this new special is called Legend of the Lost Treasure, something along those lines. I've heard the Legend of the Lost Treasure, Search for the Lost Treasure, something along those lines, and it is pirate-themed.
Yar, fiddly dee, being a pirate is all me doing.
We all know and love how children's entertainment companies Hit specifically loves to theme things that really don't have anything to do with each other.
Trains.
Yeah, exactly. A while ago, they did a dinosaurs thing, and it's just not, it's
They're trying
not
to make it
really
kid-related, more kid-related.
To be friendly to, it is in Verto comments here, to be friendly to more children, to more diversified children audiences, I suppose. They basically do a lot of gimmicky type stuff. To be frank with it, it's gimmicky with stuff that their surveys say, oh, kids like this, so we'll do this. This one is pirate themed. The last one they did was dinosaurs, and honestly, it wasn't too bad because it didn't have very much to do with the dinosaurs. But what it did was awful. It was there's really no place for it, and that's one thing that I really loved about Adventure Begins is it felt like it was just something to do with.
It belonged.
It fit. It felt like it belonged. This just feels like a sellout move, and that's what it is. We all know it is because it's a gimmick. However, there is one redeeming factor to this that has been speculated, and I'm not really sure if it's true or not because there's been no confirmation. But one fact that has been very heavily speculated is that this would actually be a very brilliant marketing move on Hit's part because they not only would introduce their normal cast of a couple of new characters for the special that they make millions off of their merchandising, whoop-de-doo Nigel. They would also introduce a few characters for the special that have been seen before in the actual Railway series, but never before in the television series, which I've been saying this for years. That is what they need to be doing. Introducing characters that actually fit and in the canon are actually already there, but they haven't used. You can use them for marketing and stuff. I mean, why aren't these characters being used? Why are you creating your own crummy characters when you could be using actual good ones? And they've finally taken some of that advice. A couple of these lines that I've talked about. I mean, there's two lines on the island that they've never even talked about before. And
what are they?
The Coldie and the Arlesdale, basically the cog and their 15-inch line.
Whoa, I didn't know they had those.
Exactly.
I did.
In this special, the latter, the Arlesdale line, is speculated that it will actually be added in with its 3 flagship characters, Rex, Mike, and Bert, and possibly their 4th character, Jock, and their 5th, Frank. Although nobody really cares about Frank.
Do they have a friend named Strap as well?
You're getting a point for that. I don't care what Ellis says, you're getting a point. But it's speculated that these characters will appear in the special, which honestly I think would be really cool, that they're utilizing characters that they already have had, and again they're paying homage to the actual Railway series. It's one of those like Tale of the Brave, because Tale of the Brave was kind of dinosaur themed as well, although in the end it really didn't have anything to do with it. But it feels just by the trailers, it feels not by the trailers, by the descriptions that I've managed to find of it online, it feels very, very, very gimmicky. However, I feel like a lot of it's going to be the execution. If they do a really good job with it, no, I don't feel like it's lost. I feel like they could probably make a pretty good story out of it, actually, that would be pretty close to a couple of Railway series stories. However, if I do what they're assuming it'll be, it'll wind up as another Misty Island type thing, and it'll be the most contrived and far-fetched and just awful. I really hope it doesn't, but you've impressed me recently, but the preliminary signs of this one are not really looking great.
Which is a shame.
It is a shame. They have the capability to do so much, but they always... I don't know if it's the execs that are breathing down their necks. I know that's been talked about in the past. I don't know if it's all the execs or just the writers or merchandising, which I have a feeling is a large part of it as well. I don't know why they have the opportunity to do something really great with it, and they could do so many good things, but they always seem to go for the gimmicky marketing, sell toy commercial approach.
Well, isn't that pretty much every entertainment business now?
Well,
it
especially
shouldn't be, though.
Especially kid entertainment.
Especially children's entertainment, but it shouldn't be. That's they going.
But toys make money.
It's bad. So. It's bad, but we're gonna do it anyway because everyone else is doing it. Is not a legitimate excuse in any context. It's just not.
No. Unfortunately, what companies do and what they should be doing are 2 different things usually.
They're 2 different things.
Why? Because they're trying to make money.
They are trying to make money off of it. Frankly, look at it this way: TNF is a cash cow. That's all it is. It's Hit's biggest cash income. It's their biggest marketing thing. It's their biggest, they have events and festivals around it. It's their flagship. And kind of what they've chosen to do with it is more of the marketing approach. Now, Britt Allcroft, when they first started the show, they did a lot of the marketing kind of gimmicky stuff. I mean, but at the same time, it didn't feel that way because a lot of it wasn't original material. A lot of it was just retelling of the Railway series. They did have kind of goofy, themey type stuff, but it wasn't actually... They just did that as product, and it sold fine. Why do you need to let the... We've established before that, or the company that preceded Hit has established that you can do the markety, gimmicky stuff. You just do it for the toys. You don't have to incorporate that into the TV show. I get when you do, it really gives a negative appearance of the product because the entire thing looks like a sellout.
It pains me to think of how badly screwed up the Thomas and Friends canon is right now.
Yeah. It is. Oh, it's beyond broken. I couldn't, if you were to say just the Railway series or just Bradallcroft or just any of those, I mean, I could do most of it. The stuff that this is, I can't even tell you where half the stuff of this is on a map. They're introducing so many weird locations. There's another gimmicky one. Day of the Diesels a while ago. That was all firefighters, and there were 2 new search and rescue and all this kind of stuff. It gets so gimmicky at times. It's just painful.
It's reminding me a little bit, not in the gimmicky portion, but reminding me of the Fontaine. Like, you start out on this little island, and then it just spirals out of control, and you have all these locations and all these people, and...
But at least at the Fontaine we remain consistent. Does one tiny little island really need a search and rescue center, a dinosaur resource park, where
are they fitting this on the island? Because they've already established...
No, it's a different island. It's called Jurassic Park.
Well, no, now it's Jurassic World. It's an amusement park.
When suddenly there's other places like... They talked about the mainland in Adventure Begins, which they really do need to do more often, but...
What is
everything? So, England.
Oh yeah,
that'd be England.
Mainland in air quotes.
They've started. Yeah, that's true. But they've started doing stuff. They've incorporated different. They have one that's Cuban now, and they have different ones where they suddenly wind up in Oregon. And
what?
That was one of their specials. They met a Heisler and 2 of the Bear Harbor engines.
Every day I'm Heisling.
Yeah.
They really made a Heisler? How did they animate a Heisler?
Sorry, not a Heisler, Climax.
Huge.
I know how they can make money. Just remaster old episodes into the new CGI.
They've done some of that already, and the fans have gone crazy for it. Why they haven't done more of it, I don't know. Because the kids don't know these stories because they're not old enough to know them, and the older fans love these stories because it's nostalgic.
They're trying to pay the writers.
Who has to connect to the internet?
A lot of the time, I feel...
No, but look, you don't have to pay the writers if you remaster episodes, because already...
No, my point is
don't pay those writers.
They're writing new episodes so that the writers have something to do.
Yeah. Again, I feel like it's not necessarily the writers, because the writing staff they have on is probably the best that they've had since probably 1998 with Season 4.
Why don't they just make, adaptations of the...
That's largely what Adventure Begins was, and that's largely what this last season had a lot of in it. And again, the fans went crazy for it.
Yeah, they should just
They're starting to lean that way. They're starting to, but again, it's the marketing execs and everything.
Their hashtag
say, okay, we need to make several million. If you want to tell a story, fine, you can tell a story and do whatever you want with the series. But before you do that, we need to release a movie at the beginning of every season that makes X number of millions of dollars. To do that, honestly, the writers say, okay, we'll put some legitimate thought into the series itself, but in order to put legitimate thought, we're going to have to make some money off of a stupid gimmick, and that's unfortunately how they're approaching it.
Yeah.
Rather than
it's not even really the Brio trains anymore, which makes sense. It's like what's it called? It's those plastic blue track ones.
Oh yeah, they've got both still. They're still producing both, although the wooden stuff has become mostly plastic.
But
granted, that's probably their fault. That's probably Disney's.
All those things are so complicated compared to what we had back in the day.
The wooden stuff. I mean, the other day actually, we dragged out some of the wooden stuff, and I was going through it. And I'm like, this is what it's all about. These have lasted so long, and it kind of sad. I'm thinking about all these memories, like. They've more or less kind of ruined a lot of this.
I can taste the lead already.
Oh yeah.
I had one of those. I know exactly what you're talking about. I had one of those, and they never sent me a replacement.
No, and the thing is, with the new like classic track, like I remember having to buy conversions for my old stuff because they just got rid of it and made like their own new stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I still have some of the conversions from the old stuff to the new stuff.
but see, I just didn't have enough conversions because I had so much old blue track. It was weird.
I know. It's so odd.
I really liked the wooden track. I really did.
Their wooden stuff I thought was always the best.
The wooden stuff just would perpetually annoy me when I would need it, like a male to male or a female to female.
You need the double male and the double females.
Oh god.
Those white plastic things. Those were like my room. What you would step on, like the equivalent of stepping on Legos. Are those little white? Are those little white things that go for the female to female?
Oh yeah.
We had even better ones that were. We had little pine trees that we put everywhere, little wooden pine trees. And you'd swear you'd stepped on a nail when you stepped on it. It's like, would it impale your foot?
Oh, I've done that a couple times.
That one I can say was worse. That's the only thing I've ever experienced that's worse than stepping on a Lego, aside from actually stepping on a nail. Which was also not fun.
Guys,
I would figure.
Thomas is getting his own theme park.
What?
Yep, I noticed that one. See, this one I don't mind, though, because they've been doing the day out with events forever. This isn't as much as a sell-outy, gimmicky type thing as ruining the actual... You know, if you think you can manage the popularity of it, cool, go for it.
They should bring back... well, it's kind of like old, and I guess the new generation wouldn't know, but like Diesel 10 and Lady, like, they just disappeared.
Actually, Diesel 10's come back quite a bit recently.
Oh, really?
But Lady, like...
Unfortunately, the villain characters are what they've ruined the most, probably. There are no villain characters anymore because everyone's friendly. Thank you, Sharon Miller. Basically, there are no antagonists anymore.
Yeah, I like my lunch steamed.
Yep, unfortunately, that's not it anymore.
I know. That's disappointing.
There's no antagonists. They're all friendly, buddy. That's it. No explanation. They just are.
Because our children need to be better and nice people.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I never really talked about, and I'll probably talk about next time with Day of the Diesels, I think largely has to do with a lot of political correctness stuff that I really don't want to talk about this week because it's throwing gas on a fire.
Oh no.
It's a big debate, and honestly I'd like to have a little bit more time to formulate a better argument.
But wait, is Thomas racist?
It deals with that, actually. That's why I don't want to deal with it. It deals very heavily with that.
The diesels puff black smoke and the engines puff white smoke.
Yeah. Oh. It actually deals quite a bit with that.
Oh god.
It actually deals with another sticky wicket, which is affirmative action.
Oh.
Yeah. So, oh dear, not really gonna do that one this week. Anyway, TJ. TJ's gone.
TJ's dead. Okay, moving on.
TJ is dead.
It's okay, he didn't have anything to say anyway. Milky.
Union Pacific has applied for permission to the FRA, I think. FRA.
I was gonna ask, who do you ask about that?
To haul liquefied natural gas.
Probably.
It's a good thing that if they do get accepted permission, then they will be the first Class 1 that's able to haul liquefied natural gas.
Apparently you asked the FRA.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not exactly an expert on this.
You're not?
Are any of us experts on any of this?
Of course we are. That's why we made the podcast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Lol.
The actual certified engineers out there.
Come on, guys.
We had a little conversation on this earlier, though.
On the FRA or on expertise?
No, on transporting liquid natural gas.
Oh, that.
Because somebody mentioned... Who mentioned natural gas locomotives?
I think it was Kevon.
So it's turbine locomotives, yeah.
Yeah. See, I was pointing out that... So, liquid natural gas, of course, when you're refrigerating the stuff, no refrigeration is perfect, so you're going to lose some of it. And instead of just letting that natural gas go, because it's a serious greenhouse gas, instead of just letting natural gas go, what oil refineries do is burn it. But what shipping tankers do, when the natural gas starts to boil off, they capture the gas and use it to power the ship. So basically, they're running for free, sort of.
More or less.
They're
using the byproducts of their cargo to move the ship.
Exactly. So
it's almost that much more, urgent that they get a good load, because if
they're gonna run out of fuel if they don't.
not only if you don't manage to sell enough or don't manage to transport enough fuel, not only are you losing money on the space, but you're also now having to spend money on the fuel to transport the minimal load.
Or to transport the ship.
But yeah.
What the hell are we going into?
I don't know. That's a very good question. Let's get back to trains.
Spooky. This is trains.
This is ships.
No. The thing on the video that we were going through is what I was asking.
Yeah, that's... Oh, I didn't hold my breath for it. Does that count as a bridge or a tunnel?
I don't know. That was my question.
That was another one.
So anyways, to bring this back to engines, if they had natural gas powered engines, they could use the same sort of deal.
Whoa.
Come on, you got any news for us?
No news today.
Thanks, Kevon.
Perfect. It's time to move on to... Here we go. In one corner, we have the PRR-K4, represented by Kevon. In the other corner, we have the New York Central J1, represented by me. It's the battle for the ages, folks. The Central versus the Pensy. I mean, they're going to come together in the end and create a terrible company, but...
And go bankrupt, but...
And go bankrupt.
Actually, not that bad with me, but...
No, pretty bad company.
At least it didn't have trains blowing up here and there.
It probably did.
No, they did.
Hey. Guys.
What? What?
Never mind.
Oh,
By the
no.
way, that
Hold
lane
on,
that
what
we
is
went through was a bricks.
Custom wooden train. The rape train has no brakes.
What is with the face?
Mm.
I've decided I'm doing this as a shop project or something like this.
The unibrow makes it so
Live
worse.
steamer, make it a
It's
live
just
steamer.
scary.
Make it a live steamer. That's right.
That's what I'm doing this semester.
Anyways, who's gonna go first?
You take the first shot.
Alrighty then.
The New York Central's older.
The J1A.
They both moved into a decently good company.
No,
And they got rid of all their steam locomotives, except...
I didn't.
Except for a handful.
And now we're in Scotland.
Well,
I just now looked back at the camera. What happened to the mountains and the trees and everything?
I have no idea, but I think I see Skyfall Lodge over there on the right.
I was gonna say, we're just in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the middle of the moors.
See,
Okay.
this is why we
Yes,
don't
exactly.
build railroads in Hawaii.
What? Okay. Anyways, my first shot, what is your firebox area?
My firebox area is K4 322.6 square feet.
I've only got 281. 28, wow. No,
21.
281 square feet on the J1.
That's your fire grate?
A
Firebox.
firebox area.
You've only got
Firebox area.
218 cubic feet?
281 square feet.
Square feet? Okay, how deep is it then?
I don't know, I don't have cubic feet.
It doesn't say. It just has cubic feet.
We've never had cubic feet.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we have square feet.
Square feet, sorry.
Okie dokie then.
Yeah, so, well, I'm fighting the Pensy. It's like I'm fighting myself. Jesus. The K4 was a hell of an engine. I don't expect to beat it.
Yeah, but...
Okay, so...
What?
So, what is your factor of adhesion?
Oh, God.
Not good.
4.46.
Oh, I'm 4.49.
Cha-ching! Unsurprised.
Oh, wow.
Really surprising.
I was gonna say
1-to-1.
Okay.
That
How
was
about the
pretty close.
ability to move?
How about the ability to move? What are you asking for, Wybold?
The ability to start moving.
The ability to start moving.
Hmm.
I have a trailing truck booster, so
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask for a style point for having an extra piston.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That reminds me of why does the Yare cost 3 pistons? Because you told me it cost 3 pistons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, what's your so am I granted that point? That oh yeah didn't sound very sincere.
Not really. I would usually, except for the fact that the reason you have the extra piston, it still doesn't do very much, and you still need the booster to get going.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if that's a spec of the J3A alone or the J1 as well. So, I don't know what to tell you there.
We'll say Hudson's in general. No, because it's a positive as well as a negative.
look at the little house just out in the middle of nowhere.
Hello.
Okay, so what is your driver diameter?
Driver diameter. 80.
Jesus, I thought I had this one in the bag. 79.
Wow.
Way to be those guys, Pansy.
This is like a 1-to-1.
1-to-2.
Where's TJ?
TJ's dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
he tends to die a lot.
Oh, TJ. He'll be back. Okay.
No, TJ, no. I'm not TJ.
I'm gonna try and call him
Okay.
again.
What is your weight on drivers?
Weight on drivers.
Heck of a lot.
Yeah, weight on drivers. 189,000 pounds.
I'm 199,000.
Oh, what do you guys decree is better?
K4 because these are large enough roads that the weight isn't really a factor of whether or not the bridges are going to be able to hold you, and it just makes for a better...
Alright, so it's 1-3. The K4 is up.
Come on, Hudson. You gotta have something.
Well, it's still your turn to go because you beat me.
Oh, okay. What is your... That's fine. Tractive effort.
God damn it. 42,366 pounds.
44,460 pounds.
I knew you had me beat, but I didn't think it was by that little.
Yeah, this is like very close.
1-4.
These are surprisingly close.
Yeah.
I
if we had a top speed stat.
Yeah.
You would win.
I will at this point say that I think the top speed one we should have a stat for that because that is a big part of it.
I wish we could, but it's not listed on Steam Locomotive, and frankly, for a steam engine, there isn't a reliable top speed.
That's true.
With a diesel engine, you can kind of judge.
You can rate how many revs and how much how
Exactly.
far the engine can go,
RPM.
rather than the steam engine. It'll go faster until it explodes. Do you want to be the one that tests that? Go ahead.
Mallard.
Yeah. It'll go as fast as you want it until it explodes.
Jesus.
It'll continue to accelerate, then boom.
1-4 or 1-5?
It will. That's 1-4.
1-4.
I would like to give a style point to the K4 though.
Yep.
Just off of that, it is holding its own extremely well, and it is only a Pacific compared to a Hudson.
Yeah.
And it's a lot older.
These aren't just any Hudsons.
I would also like to give a style point to the Hudsons because streamlining. The K4s had streamlining, but the torpedo's just not as good as the Dreyfus.
Torpedo was...
It wasn't necessarily ugly, but it's just not as iconic. It's not as cool looking. It's not as.
Depending
It just
on what,
falls.
Depending on what color it wasn't ugly.
Yeah. In comparison, it just falls flat on its face.
Yeah. All right. So then it's 2 to 5.
Another. I don't actually. That doesn't.
Kevon, you can have another shot, I guess.
Tender fuel capacity.
Tender fuel capacity. I can carry 24 tons of coal.
Oh, you got me beat. Only can carry 18 tons.
And you guys didn't go for
Say it is
long
New York
tenders.
Centralitis. It is New York Centralitis. They have really, really big tenders.
Oh yeah, but the J1 couldn't carry half as much as the J3A's tender could.
I think that's probably what I'm thinking of. Is the J3 is with just the tenders that's almost as long as the locomotive.
Oh yeah,
if
and
not longer.
All coal.
Yeah.
Because of the track pans.
Right.
Yeah, it's smoke coal every day, exactly. So now it's 3 to 5, and I've got a shot. Maybe I can pull this off here. You did say it's older, right?
Yeah.
What year was it built?
It was built in 1914.
1927.
Okay, that's good.
Overton.
That's now 3 to 5. How many were built of each? This one I'm curious about. The feeling there were more K4s, although I'm not sure.
You know, that's anyone's game. There were the J1 to J1E class, which is what I'm looking at right now, built 205.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Just go for the K4s.
I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 K4s.
10?
10. They're listing 10 classes of K4s.
10 classes?
There's 10 classes. Choose one. Choose the first because he's doing the first round of Hudsons.
No, I think he means just different kinds of running numbers. Hold on. Now I gotta look.
Yeah, they're
10
different running
batches?
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 batches.
Hold on.
Oh dear.
Let me look and see.
I'm gonna say that wins because minimum batch is usually 20.
It's like...
Actually, no, minimum batch is 10 from Baldwin.
Hold on, let me see.
No, they were built by, like, Baldwin and PRR.
So, yeah.
Or again, out of Baldwin, minimum run is 10.
Indiscriminately build them. Yeah. Okay, so K4s here on the spec sheet, it doesn't give a number, probably because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's we'll give it to the K4s because standard. I have a feeling there's more of them.
I have a feeling they built a lot of them, considering they used them for a very long time.
They're pretty standard classes on just a giant line.
Okay, yeah, okay, I just scrolled up in the description here. 425 K4s entered service. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
3 to 6.
Trying to think of other style points.
Can I get
the K4? Oh. Go ahead.
Can I get a point for more wheels?
Sure.
Yes.
Can I get a point? Because the 1361 was running in the late 80s.
You get a point for survivors.
Survivors.
So that's true.
4 to 7.
Well, there could be one in some guy's farm and we don't know it.
Yeah.
There's
the one Hudson. There's the one Hudson.
Yeah. Just that one that we don't know about.
The one that the Mexicans have.
I'm looking up Hudson Locomotive Mexico to see if they have one.
That'd be hilarious.
See if they're hiding one. Oh my gosh, they are.
What?
Oh.
They are.
Show me this.
I knew this was gonna happen again. It's like
it's happening again.
The K4. There's 2 K4s.
They're legitimately hiding them.
As the PRR.
How are the Mexicans getting the whole
I'm not sure
this is.
This is definitely not a J though.
Are you sure?
It doesn't look like it.
Without the tender.
Then again,
look at the wheels are extremely characteristic. I mean, change the paint. Well, thank you, Taby.
We know New York Central
goofy,
sold
but
a lot to the.
They did sell a lot. We're up to 3. Wait. If we can prove that those are the J3s or any of the J classes, we're up to 3 of them.
Wait, on the Hudson they have survivors at the top.
Do they?
Yeah.
What? Is there any?
Surviving 4, 6.
Oh my god!
How many survive?
No. Hold on. The 4th paragraph in the description describes the original streamlining. You know what it describes it as?
The inverted.
A bathtub.
No. wait.
Yes!
Where is this?
Victory!
It's on the 4th paragraph on the Hudson page.
The inverted bath. Yes.
Oh my god, that's
The
beautiful.
inverto bath.
Maybe I'm on the wrong page, but...
Don't they have survivors?
Oh, no, yeah. But they do.
Again, if we can prove that those are J's, they're up to 4 of them.
God damn it, that's not what I wanted to do.
How many K4s are there? Like, are you in the realm of beating them?
There are 2 K4s, if I recall correctly.
So you were very close to beating them, actually.
Yeah.
If we can prove that these are J's, you blow him away on that statistic.
That's ridiculous. Why do they have these?
I think they're J's. I think they are. The tenders are really different, but they look.
No, I looked it up. They're
What?
main central Hudsons.
Oh.
No.
Wait,
Although did Maine Central buy them from?
No, they're their own class.
Oh.
God damn it.
There's a J1...
Oh, that's a bummer. Are you sure there's none of them?
Wait,
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Mexico.
wait, are you...
God damn it.
Wait, what is a 502?
Mexico
can't-
almost saved us.
You
Wait,
can't
what's a
for
502 at
Do it again.
Steamtown?
It's 502.
Yeah, the number 502 at Steamtown.
What is this?
Hold on. I have a Steamtown Locomotives and Cars sheet.
It's a 5313. It's a J1.
5313?
502.
It says it's on display.
What? I don't think it is.
Locomotive 502? They don't have a Locomotive 502.
Okay, do they have a 5313?
No, I just looked it up.
Okay, look at the link I just sent.
They don't have a
They have a
5313
Vanderbilt
either.
tender. They have an auxiliary tender for a 5313.
I mean, that's not unsurprising.
It's a New York Central 464 tender converted to an auxiliary.
Okay. So
They have an auxiliary car under that number. That's a 464 tender.
Okay, what
The
is this?
locomotive itself was scrapped in 1954.
That's helpful.
Okay, so that's just a
J1E
tender.
at the Pinella
So-
Pacific Railroad?
So you're 2 to 1/2. Well, actually, you're 1.5
Oh, that's
to.
not a real...
two.
Okay.
What? Steamtown needs...
16-inch. Wow, I'm a genius.
Steam Locomotive needs to update their website, and
They really do.
because it says like there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 operational Hudsons.
what?
They really are.
There's one that's private in 16-inch gauge. There's a J3 in 15-inch gauge. There's...
Well, I'm sure if we went off of live Steam stuff, a lot of these classes would have a heck of a.
I know. I'm just saying, scrolling down here and looking at the Hudsons.
There's the Kittyland.
Yeah, exactly. There's the L1A, the oldest surviving Hudson, which is a.
There's nothing for. There's a 464 Hudson listed under NG.
A narrow gauge.
What?
Thank you, Kevon. I didn't know what NG means.
Okay, so what was the score again?
6-3, I think, something like that.
No.
You're getting drubbed basically.
4-7.
4-7. Okay.
4-7 because we got style points.
Oh, that's right. I'll also I'd like to give more style points to the Hudson because it had more streamlined configurations. Not only were they all more iconic, but it had 3, I think.
Inverter bath.
4, actually. It had the Advertibath, the Dreyfus, the Empire State, and the Mercury.
Yeah.
So
That's 5-7.
Yep.
Still getting a little. There's some things I just want to know though. Boiler pressure.
Boiler pressure. 205 psi.
25.
ooh.
That's what I get for being
Okay,
a newer
6 to 7.
locomotive. 6 to 7.
6 to 7. Ooh.
This could be the thing that ties it up. I don't know. Could be. Might not be. Probably isn't. Minimum weight of rail.
111 pounds per yard.
105.
Oh!
Oh, look at this. The Hudson coming
7 to
back.
7. Making the comeback from the rear.
Oh, my.
This is gonna be my last thing before I call votes. This is the tiebreaker for me. This might do me in though. Cylinders.
Ooh. No, the K4s had beefy cylinders on them.
27 by 28.
25 by 28.
Just didn't have the bore.
Didn't have it. Oh well. I got speed cylinders, not lift cylinders.
We're stopped.
At least yes, we are. Astute observation, Wybold.
Oh,
Hey,
again,
wait.
I'm not paying attention to this. I'm looking up Mexican Hudsons.
This is like what is going up in Nordland? Like we went from mountains to the middle of nowhere to mountains.
To Scotland to here.
Frankly, it's pretty beautiful.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Oh, it is beautiful. This is 10 times better than the Spain one we had last week. Oh, we're moving in.
I shouldn't have touched that cylinder. I should have gone for another style or something. Oh well, I'm gonna call the votes here. I don't think I can
vote
win
Hudson.
this one.
The K4's.
I'm gonna vote K4 because
You
don't get
the
to
vote. You're doing it.
okay.
Where the hell is TJ?
I don't.
Oh no, because we've got a tie that we need breaking.
Yeah.
I personally dislike the K4s because I don't really like the way they looked. I feel like the Hudsons are a heck of a lot more iconic.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say they both win because they merged into one company.
I think you mean they both.
I think I was
they
going to say I
both
think you mean
lose.
lose.
They both lose because yeah.
No, they won for
Not,
winning.
on that bombshell, we'll end Locomotive Versus. They both lose because Penn Central.
I'm rallying up the points here. So it was 8-7. And
That was a comeback. That was a very nice
votes.
comeback.
That was a comeback.
It was. Oh, that's
You
where
know, I'm
was
okay with him dropping out of the podcast, but without saying anything,
Yeah,
I hope his computer blew up or something. Like, he better have a good reason.
wouldn't wish that evil on him, but
Well,
Uh.
I hope he had a good reason.
then he'd have to get another caviar green, whatever it is.
He's getting a new computer, though.
Why would you call it caviar green? That just sounds nasty.
Hey, be nice to my computer.
But caviar green, really?
Caviar green. Okay, so moving on to model
Hey guys,
railroad
we've got a
thing.
new train to premiere. We call it the Puce Liner.
You know, yeah. Also, holy crap, these mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of the Toma last sign
This
in
makes
a
me-
way.
This makes me feel like it's home.
Yeah, same here.
Reminds me of home.
Hold on, TJ's on the TJ's on the text. His computer's actually not connecting to the internet.
Here. Well,
Oh, well.
Well, then.
sorry, TJ.
I'm psychic.
All previous curses have been undone.
He's despicable.
The hero of trains.
Aside from the Daffy, but that one's inescapable.
Okay, so I really doubt he's going to the Providence Northern, considering he spent all day out and about. Which, by the way, he can probably talk about when he gets back. But he was at the State Science Fair talking about the boiler that he and I made that somehow didn't kill anyone.
Let's maybe just talk about that next week when he can get back.
Yeah, that'd be great. Whoa! I dropped my phone.
Oh dear.
I've done
It's
that
fine.
so many
Down
times.
with communism.
Down with baconism.
Communist moose.
Hold on, I'm 8 to 7.
Wow, this
So,
train's really moving.
8, 4, 1. So, in other news then, coming from the other railroad club over here, in our neck of the woods, we had Saving Private Lee, the exceptionally difficult, the surprisingly difficult, getting Lee out of the Model Railroad Club saga. What the hell are we going through? An avalanche shelter.
Oh, it's a snow shed.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of open on the side towards the mountain, so
They never needed to be. They just needed to have the roof.
I thought it was to protect against snow tumbling down off the mountain.
It is,
God.
but if it's close enough, if the roof itself is close enough to the side of the mountain, you really don't need it because it won't fall between.
Yeah. That's how some Civic made theirs, so Badon.
If it's built well enough, you don't need it to have a wall there.
Oh, okay.
But just me.
In fact, it's bad if you have snow there because it can lever things off the side of the mountain.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyways, TJ voted for the
Fog. Dark. Gray. Green. Trees. Snowshed. Wacky disco tunnel. Dark.
So, Saving Private Lee, this was odd. So, spring break is in full swing. We've got most of the campus gone already, actually. Most of the students and a probably large portion of the faculty that has bailed. So, I'm still here, and I needed to get the little engine that can't out of the Model Railroad Club in the basement of Davidson. So, while we're getting the door installed, or until we get the door installed that we couldn't just build and then we could just build, we aren't supposed to be down there. So, I had to find someone, A, that was willing to let me into Davidson, or at least find a way to get into Davidson, and then B, find someone to come with me who had the key to the Railroad Club. And that was surprisingly difficult, considering some of those people work on campus. I sent out a group message. Nobody said they were going to be around. And then I texted one friend, like, oh, please tell me you're still on campus. I know you have the key. So he was like, yeah, I can be right over there. And I was, thank God. You're going to get my mogul back. And so we went up to the window of the lounge of the dorm and just kind of banged on it. And someone who was in there was like, whoa, what? Turned and looked, and we were like, hey, we're standing out. It was snowing. We're standing out in the snow, like, pointing to the door, like, please let us in. So they let us in, and that was that. But that was just kind of a whole escapade.
Why don't you move the railroad in that dorm and push it into your dorm?
We could take McKinney Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that. Especially considering what quadrangle is. It's not exactly the best kind of place to put a railroad in the basement of. Also, we have laundry rooms down there. So, at least I didn't have to navigate any switchbacks.
Oh dear. This should be called plumbing wires, because this week I actually did get a key.
Yay.
So,
well, not to the club room.
Yeah, but to the building into Das Bus.
Das Bus.
So I'm pleased with that.
We're going to break into Das Bus.
Das Bus. But this week we basically had a giant work week. A lot of the people who are just there to run have stuff going on at this time of year. I'm not really sure why, but a lot of the guys that just go there to like goof off and stuff are gone. So while the grown-ups are away, the serious people will play.
The serious people?
Serious people. While the kids are away, the serious people, I suppose, will play. The man-children. While the man-children are away, the serious people... Well, the man-children are away, the serious people will play. And by play, we mean work.
Yep.
The narrow gauge, I think I've addressed this before, the narrow gauge isn't operational. We only have X. We have very little of the main line actually wired. And that's what we did this entire time. We put in 3 switches, built basically switchbacks between them. Because I'm the most nimbile. I'm the largest, but I'm the most nimbile. So
that's
interesting.
You're basically a twig.
Right. I'm the most bendy one that they have. So I'm also the one that's most likely, if I get stuck in a position, I can get myself out. Because half these guys can't stand up in the morning. I was chosen to run wires all over the place under this table with, stapler. I'm on my back, kind of army crawling and shimmying on my back across the floor to do all this stuff. And eventually we got it working. We drove a K27 over it. We now have a line that connects Parker, which is our dual gauge hub, to the narrow gauge hub, which is good. So now we essentially, if you do it in kind of a goofy way, we don't have a continuous loop of track, which is the eventual plan. We need to wire up a Y to have that. But we don't have a continuous loop, but we do have a point-to-point that connects to the two major cities on the narrow gauge. So, cool. Milky?
Right.
I posted a few photo bucket pictures of my all railroad engines that I have.
Engines.
And highlights are the team that I have. The Tyco 080s, I have 2 of them. And my Union Pacific Pass-through train that I have.
Milky, this link does not take me to your photo bucket.
Nor does it me.
Well, that's odd.
Well, anyways, continue.
Dark!
Anyways,
Light.
Just a picture, just a few pictures of everything that I own.
Cool.
Yep.
I would only get a picture of Lee,
Aw.
basically. I mean, I have O gauge, but it's just it's not fancy stuff.
Stuff.
Hey,
You know what is
Truce, Roots,
fancy stuff, though? The things that the Crazy Russian makes.
Crazy Russian does make some pretty fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Rails of War, if we haven't addressed it already, is on temporary hiatus until probably late April, early May, maybe even late May. Nathan is completely rewriting the code of the mod so that it is less...
Murderous.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So
this looks like a
evil.
roller coaster. Look at the video.
It's less evil. What about it?
It looks like we're going super downhill.
Why, just because of the power lines?
No, just because of the way the hill loomed up in front of us. It was worse coming around the turn before there.
Oh.
It was like, I wanted to throw my hands up like, woo!
But yeah, he's currently rewriting the code so that it's a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit easier to implement things. He won't. Whenever he adds something, he won't have to remove other things for a debug because that's annoying. Balancing things out, looking at adding another locomotive, which will be later. They haven't even started the modeling on it really. They're looking at adding narrow gauge, which would include a brake fan that I'm quite proud of. But yeah, that's really it for Rails of War as far as a developmental standpoint goes.
But
as for the server, Larry does suck.
Hey,
because it took you how many tries to build a curve, Milky?
4, 3.
Was it 3 or was it 4?
It was 3. The 4th time I got it correct and finished
That's still
it.
4.
That's still 4 tries.
Yeah, but on the plus side, we're almost done with our first 9 from
Air
Albany. Yeah. And air quotes.
From Woonasquatucket to North Woonasquatucket.
Also known as Albany. But
Can we rename them to the Metro, to Woonasquatucket Metro or something? Because people who haven't been on the server, you do have to understand, this is Minecraft. Their railway, it goes basically in a 180, turns one more time, and then goes about 30 or 40 meters to its destination. Like, it's not only cheaper, but it's also quicker to walk there than it is to go to the station, get on a train, even if it's departing as soon as you get there. Go to the station, get on a train, ride it to the station, and get off at that station. It is quicker to walk to their town.
I mean, you could
Actually,
say that about scenic railroads too.
Yeah, but this isn't meant to be scenic. It's not scenic at all, really. If anything, this is the least. Yeah, this is the least of all of them.
well,
We have dry pass
We do have dry pass
with a very deadly incline.
and a very scary locomotive, which I.
Owned in.
So that was you.
Yeah, exactly. That was me.
I just realized something.
What?
I zeroed the throttle on red,
Yep.
but it killed me right as we were cresting the pass and going into the tunnel. It's probably rolling down the other side. I wonder how far it's gonna roll. Not really sure.
So the whole saga with this thing, did we talk about the Blue Lake incident?
No.
Okay, so
I really hope we didn't.
we've been having, well, we will now. We've been having some troubles, or a while
Some
ago.
inverted commas technical issues.
A while ago, Weibel died while at the helm of a locomotive.
At the helm?
Yes, at the helm.
On the footplate.
On the footplate, of course. And this engine subsequently rolled off the end of the track and drove into a lake.
Like, under its own power, crossed a considerably large field and fell into a pond.
Recently, we were hoisting it out of there, and we got it back on the track. But in the meantime, we had another engine, and I had some fun with the brake woman.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, a running joke that was started by a typo.
Yeah.
And
we have a flashing yellow signal. I wonder what that means.
I don't know, we passed a couple of them.
A bounce approach, I think.
It means, look out!
Yeah, look out, you're gonna die. Jump, Casey Jones.
Oh, you know what? I should actually... I have this conversation.
But, basically, the Rails of War trains, we're currently the only company on the server that it's even practical to have the trains, because our track is long enough that to get to the construction site, it's efficient to take a train there.
Hey, we go over like a leak.
You guys is long enough to do it, sort of, except for the fact that you haven't really started laying track in large scale yet.
Yeah.
So you can't really use the trains anyway. You guys can use horses.
We were talking about the times that the trains have killed us, and at one point there was a possessed brake van that ran over Weibold.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, that one killed you once and me twice, but we stopped in time. The brake man punching me in the face. And then he corrects himself to van and adds, though hitting the brake woman wasn't wise either. She did it too. Or hitting on the brake woman wasn't wise either. She did it too. And then I wrote, I would assume it's more vehicle duplication thanks to logging out, because we were wondering, we got an extra brake van that materialized out of nowhere.
Yep.
And
we have a Villagerville now duplication station because it has created a horse out of nothing and a brake van out of nothing.
Yeah.
Our line is weird. We've got several cursed bridges, a cursed pass, a cloning station.
Murderous chickens.
Murderous ghost chickens.
Yeah. And so I said, oh, you didn't have good luck with the brake woman? I guess the ladies were privy to an admiral. And then he goes, is that why the window has smudges all over it? And I said, maybe we should sell the engine.
Which is a reference, of course, to Terminus, I think, episode 5 or something, where we were talking about the 2-foot gauge road and buying it. And why are they selling this? And Ellis had the brilliant comment of,
maybe they boned in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was more of a lead up than that. But we were trying to theorize as to why we were dying at random points, but I don't think it's because of an invisible brake van now. Or an invisible brake man. It's probably just chicken that are the spawn of Satan.
The brakeman's haunting me, though.
Yeah,
I've got scars. She won't talk to me anyway. She kind of sits in the post room across from the office.
Yeah.
Just kind of looks at the floor.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Gary's headquarters.
At Larry's headquarters, you guys don't have employees.
Exactly.
It's just a casual conversation between me and my two other workers.
Oh, and our station master escaped.
Oh yeah, that's because it blew up, didn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Zorzi, if you're watching this, I dearly hate you. I'm kidding. I really don't mind you, but log. We're trying to sleep, and Zorzi won't sleep, and he won't log off, and because of this, a creeper spawns and blows up the station, and the villager who is our station master escapes, and I had to spend the next day rebuilding the station, and the day after that, getting the villager back into the station, and the day after that, repairing it again because there was so much damage to it.
You should sue him for that.
I would if I could.
Fly.
Yeah, that wouldn't really stand up in court.
That's like France suing Fox News.
Like a Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have.
What a French thing to do.
There they go again. Okay, so
Okay, now I can see the roller coastery bit.
Yeah, speaking of geography, because France, does anybody here know what a drumlin is?
Yeah.
I've heard the name.
Okay, so drumlins are little hills that are left over when a glacier moves over an area.
Yes.
And I'm explaining for the viewers now. And they are rounded. They're rounded at both ends, but they're elongated because the ice pushed up against one side, and that side has a steeper slope. Anyways, I built a drumlin field in trains because I wanted to put my geology knowledge to work, and it turned out pretty great. And then I put a 2-foot gauge line through it, and the level of difficulty on my 2-foot gauge line is, I am not adjusting the heights of spline points at all. I'm not using the adjust height tool, so the track is sticking to the ground, so I have to mold the ground perfectly to the track. And it makes for very wonky track work, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Because you'd be going through this narrow gauge at 10 miles an hour and kind of juddering back and forth and,
Okay, I really disagree with this, but nonetheless it's funny and train related.
What?
I really do strongly disagree, but...
Oh no, drumlin train? What the hell? Oh no!
Yeah. Again, I really do disagree with this for a number of reasons, but...
That's hilarious. It's funny, that reminds me of the other time we saw that exact Thomas picture in relation to politics.
Yep. That time it was the other way around, though.
Anyways, on past drumlins and on to the other Iron Horseman Chronicles route work that's been going on.
Yep, I've been working on Albany, which, for you guys that aren't familiar with Iron Horseman map whatsoever, which you probably aren't familiar. If you first time viewer of the Terminus, or even Ellis' channel.
Or even if you just come here to watch the train videos and really don't listen to us.
Yeah. Or if you came here for entertainment, whatever you came here for.
Please.
I've been working on Albany, aka L6, and I've been down there in buildings for Milford, which is L5. So fortunately, a fertilizer plant in Albany gave me an idea to use no wigwag on the route.
Oh no. Hey, look, some people.
Because God forbid wigwags.
I still think I'm gonna get forced into using, because I can't find the damn ball signals. I'm gonna have to use semaphores on the 2-foot gauge.
I can refer some good ones to you.
No, I already picked out the ones I'm thinking of using, and it's... You remember the ones from the semaphore video?
Yeah.
Those. They're like they're the Train Fever ones, actually, as well.
Okay. But anyways, next, I mentioned that I was almost done with Erie, and I hope to have it done by this week. Maybe.
Frankly, with the amount of work you guys put into it and the amount of time that we've spent on it, I don't know how it's not done.
At least they're not like Penn Central.
Yeah. At least we're actually getting stuff done.
Well, Penn Central's never here.
And
It's
we're
funny
also...
because... never mind.
Uh-oh.
I was... just wanted to make a point about Milky doing most of this by himself, and... yeah.
Yeah.
You can work by yourself, believe it or not.
True. College.
Yeah.
Engineering major.
Even though I'd, like Weibel to sometimes hold up.
Huh? I missed the conversation.
I said even though I'd like Weibel to sometimes hold up, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, my whole company isn't as dedicated to the cause, which I'm completely okay with because, to be honest,
Because you'd rather run a company by yourself.
Yeah, I'd rather be a one-man show, and if it wasn't for the whole two-man requirement, I probably would.
I hope the other members of Larry talk to you about that. Remember, this is on not live internet, so exactly.
Yeah.
Talked about what?
Never mind.
Oh, don't worry, I've already told
I'm having
them.
trouble keeping track of.
I'm saying he's insulting the other members of his company, and they will watch the podcast.
I've already given them the whole speech. Yeah, but I've given them the whole speech on. They're useful for the company, but
they're useful.
They're useful because they have.
I don't like you, but you're useful. Well, if that's it for... Well, actually, Kevon, you get to make a statement about V-scale and or model railroading.
V-scale, well, the 614 by K&O comes out the 27th of March.
Filling in for JDur, I see.
Yes, I know JDur would want to hear that. But I just started working on my new route. I'm calling it Blue Ridge for now, because I don't know what I'm really doing, but it'll get there sooner or later.
Huh.
Hey.
That's about it.
See?
CC. Maintenance of weight.
T.
What do we want out of maintenance?
What are we going to talk about on maintenance away? Well,
I don't know. What do you guys have?
I think we will be talking about.
We'll talk about these two later.
This will. Well, I do want to point out this for a minute.
Okay.
We can talk more about it later, but I keep calling it the centennial. The annual, the year of the podcast is coming up on the 26th episode, so 3 episodes from now.
28th episode.
No, 27th actually. I screwed up my math earlier. I didn't realize how badly I screwed it up. 56. No.
Not 20th.
26th.
Okay.
26. 52 weeks, right? Divided by 2. We do it once every 2 weeks. 36.
That's right.
26. God damn. I'm checking my math here.
In a few episodes.
In a few episodes.
There we go.
Trust us, we're engineers. We will be having the yearly, and that means some changes are going to come along. I am prepping something, secret project, even secret from you guys, so
Are you sure?
Oh, I got
sure the NSA doesn't know?
The NSA definitely knows, but they're the only ones.
The NSA doesn't have control over my iMovie. And now they do. Would you look at that?
And this means we're going to be doing things a little different. The format is going to be slightly changed to be a little bit more open and a little less rigid. The intro is going to be edited slightly to include new clips if people want to update their clips. This is you guys, not Kevon, but and TJ, who's MIA still. So, and we're also going to be adding a credits at the end, which is probably just going to be my outro slide from now on. And it's going to include a different riff from the theme song. But if you want to talk about the thing that we came here to talk about, Weibold, feel free to kick it off right now.
No.
Okay,
we can talk about that later, I guess, because we're only doing one of these per week.
Well,
we don't have that many of them, and these we just need to do before the annual. This one just needs to be before TMRR. So this one, if anything, takes the longest.
That's true.
It takes the longest, but it has the longest time, so we can afford a week.
Well, you know what's lovely? TJ is the only one with a point.
And he has 4 of them.
As a matter of fact, he has 4.
He's the only one with any points. I could have gotten one a while ago, but I decided to refrain.
I'm sure we all could have.
Yeah.
Look at this week. None. Last week. Oh, gosh.
Alright, well.
What is this? So, this is the thing that TJ wanted to post, I guess, because it's in his font. The Get Down Goblin. Was that from last week?
I don't know.
I don't actually remember. I didn't look at it.
He doesn't get to terminate. He's not here.
I'm gonna post this thing anyways.
Right.
So his termination is this thing that I'm gonna post here. Okay, with 4 somehow. And next up, since this is not specific to what's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and let Kevon go next.
Okay, just Choo Choo Go. Look it up. It's great.
Beautiful.
Choo Choo Go.
Choo Choo Go.
And who's next?
Um.
I think I'm gonna let Milky go next.
Okay. The Durango and Silverton is both the baby railroad. That's the New York Times. Thank you, New York Times. Thank you. Weibold.
Milky Penguin, my co-host, is an idiot, as said by Brad Weebold. Thank you, Brad Weebold.
Brad Weeble.
Hey, you're
Meeting a
supposed to
root beer
shut up.
barrel. Cut me a break.
And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we'll be here in 2 weeks. Don't expect anything in the meantime, or expect whatever you want, but it doesn't matter, we're not going to be here. So, 6 weeks from now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes May
Oh, you got it. Good boy. Did it.
You're supposed to shut up.
Oh.
May 2nd is our annual. Looks like. That's what it's going to be. So, I hope to see you guys then, and in the 2 podcasts between here and then. And as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, or don't if you don't feel like it. But I am your dispatcher, Train Man, and the train will terminate at this station. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I thought we were doing a CTM.